Do you always feel like whenever it's your time to speak, people around you just seem to always interrupt you and they never seem to listen to you? Well, don't worry, because just 4 years ago, I was in the exactly same position as you are in right now. But thankfully, I've managed to solve this problem for myself and also for the client I'm working with right now. That's why in today's video, I'm gonna give you 3 strategies so you will never get interrupted ever again. First, we need to talk about how to not get interrupted in the first place, because research shows that people usually interrupt each other once in 1 minute. That means when you have a 30-minute conversation with someone, there is a high probability that you will get interrupted 30 times in just that single conversation. But what if we can make this become maybe 5 or even 10 times? We need to combine 2 most important things so people will not interrupt us ever again. These 2 things are called vocal and also physical presence. If someone is speaking, "Hello guys, today I would like to share with you my opinion," nobody is gonna listen to such a person because they have already started out very softly. Women have a huge problem with this because they are starting out really softly and then everyone interrupts them. Low levels of volume is great if you want people to listen, like, "Shh, I'm gonna tell you a secret right now." But if you are going into a conversation, you need to immediately start with a strong voice. The voice that will capture the entire room and it will take everyone's attention on you. And that is the strong voice that we need to use. You can imagine it is much harder to interrupt me if I will be talking in such a loud masculine voice, and that's what we need to develop. We need to develop a bigger level of volume in our voice. If you will rank your voice on a scale 1 out of 10, tell me, on which type of volume are you speaking? Are you speaking the whole day on 3, or are you speaking maybe the whole day on 4? If you will be speaking on 8 out of 10, maybe 7 out of 10 the entire day, so many less people will interrupt you on day-to-day basis. And now you might be thinking, "Oh, will I not be obnoxious if I will be speaking so loud?" Trust me, it is much better to overshoot than it is to undershoot. Reason for that is because if you will be talking way too quietly, people will usually not tell you that, oh bro, speak louder. But if you'll be talking way too loudly, then people will tell you, "Dude, can you please quiet down? This is super obnoxious." If you'll be talking about a topic very loudly, people literally call you out on your loud voice. But if you are talking way too quietly, people usually don't care and they will just think in their head that they are talking to a little bitch. Literally, the best analogy I can give to you is telling jokes. If someone is telling a joke, you want it to be a little bit offensive, let's be honest. But if someone is just not overshooting that joke and it is a rather undershooting, they will become so much unfunny. But if you overshoot the joke and everyone will get offended, well, at least you internally know you have said something true to your core values. And it is the same thing with the volume. You rather should overshoot than to undershoot. And if you overshoot way too much, you best believe people will tell you vocally or physically that, "Oh, this guy is just speaking way too loudly." Overshoot. Do not be afraid to become creative with your voice. If you'll be speaking in such high levels of volume, it is infinitely harder for other people to interrupt you. Second part, it is the physical presence. The way how we practice our physical presence is to literally get our hands out of our pockets. Let's not have them here, let's not have them there and there. Just gesture with your hands when you are speaking. If I would be like this, "Hello guys, today I will I would like to be talking about my opinion," nobody would be listening to me, because first, I'm playing small with my body language, second of all, my eye contact is shivering around the room like a stupid dumbass, and third of all, my voice is so low. High levels of volume with a strong physical body presence. And who would interrupt a person like that? Who would interrupt a person who has high levels of volume and strong levels of physical presence? 2 things when it comes to your body. Take up more space. Literally, there is so much space in the entire room and people still take less space. They try to play small. Second thing, you need to literally gesture with your hands. If you want to say, "I was playing basketball," show me the basketball throw with your hands. If you were saying, "I was stirring up a pot," show me that with your hands. And this is how nobody will interrupt you. But suddenly, if I would be not talking with my hands, something is missing. You can tell something is missing, but you cannot really say what it is. But I am not using my hands. That's what's missing. That's why, quick recap, high levels of volume plus high levels of physical presence with it. But what to do if someone eventually interrupts you? And that's why we'll use the direct call out. I want you to do exactly what I will tell you right now in an autistic detail. If someone interrupts me, I immediately do this. This finger, when you get interrupted, is your biggest friend. And if you stick it out and you do the other person will stop talking because their brain registers your finger as the visual cue and the as the auditory cue. So if you do that means you want to say something. And also I want you to lean forward like this, and they will immediately stop talking because they will know that you want to say something. But this is not where we end. We will say and then we will say the person's name. This is very important because this draws attention to them. And then after we say their name, we need to go with a polite call out. And if we combine all of the steps together, it will look something like this. David, can I finish what I was speaking about? And then you can speak. See, it is not directly attacking the other person, and it is not necessarily needy. If you would be asking so much for permission and, do you mind if I finish speaking? Then that is very needy. But if you just say, hold up, David, I would just like to finish my sentence, and then you can speak. See, it is assertive and it will take a lot of balls. I will not lie, if you can pull this off, it is such a respectable moment. If you do this in a group of people, you will literally see some eyes and people will be looking at you like, damn, this guy is really true to his word. They will be literally internally respecting you much more because that shows that you value your word. Again, quick recap, do with this auditory sound, lean forward with a finger, say the person's name and give them a polite call out. And they will immediately literally say, oh Martin, sorry, I interrupted you, it's alright. They will react 99% of the times this way because they internally will know that they have interrupted you. But the sentence at the end that then you could speak, it is giving them the reassurance that they will actually get the word after you will stop talking. But what I like to do is to give bonus value, and that is a bonus when someone gets interrupted. And this is a perfect strategy to make that person literally love you in seconds, in click of your fingers. Just by saying this one sentence, it is incredibly powerful. Imagine you are in a group of people and a lot of people are talking, and one guy is speaking, and suddenly he gets interrupted by another guy. What you can do then is to jump into the conversation and immediately call out the interrupter. And you will say, hold up, Robert, I think David was saying something. See, and that immediately draws all the eyes back on David. And David will absolutely love you if you would say something like this, because it shows that you are not there just to observe like a stupid dumbass. You are there to listen, you are there to care for the people. And if you say such a thing, David would remember your name for millennia. Because he literally lost his attention because of Robert. You literally chopped Robert's head off and you redirected the attention back onto David when he was speaking. Imagine if someone were to do this to you. You'd love that person almost immediately. And by the way, because you got this far, I really know that you love improving your charisma and your social skills. That's why, as the first link in the description, it is my private community there, and it is my private coaching there also. So if you want to get coached by me and also be surrounded by people who are just like you, who want to improve their charisma and their communication skills, you can click the first link in the description. I'll be waiting for you right there. And if you want me to 200x your communication skills, then you should click this video right here. Live a happy life. Man!